Welcome to class. Let's begin by connecting to the breath. We'll start with long exhalations through the mouth and then transition to nose breathing once we've used the breath to help to release tension. So with your eyes closed, sit up straight and tall, adjust the shoulders up and back. Take a slow breath in through your nose, fill the lungs from the bottom up to the top. And then let it out through your mouth like you're blowing out through a straw. Again, deep breath in. Last one. Good job. Now come down to hands and knees. And we're going to move with the breath, breathing in and out through the nose. So as you exhale, round through your back, press the floor away. And as you inhale, let your back come into a back bend, into spinal extension. Feel the movement with the breath. Exhale to round, nice and slow through the nose if possible. And inhale into extension. Just being gentle with the body as you wake things up. One more round. Good, now come to neutral. Let's wake up the chest and the shoulders. Lean into your left hand. Open up. Stretch back through your right leg. Modified side plank. Opening the hip at the same time. Control yourself back down. Plant the right hand. Open up to the other side. Exhale to control the movement down. Inhale to open up. Last round. Stretch back into extended child's pose. Lengthen through the lats, through the reach of the fingers. As you inhale, glide forward. Hips come towards the wrist. Roll the buttocks out of the lower back. Exhale to glide back. Inhaling, glide forward. One more time. Make sure not to force the range of motion. Do what feels appropriate for your body. And then come onto hands and knees. And lift the hips and reach hips up and back into downward facing dog pose. Lift the heels and lower the heels a few times, warming up your ankles and your calf muscles. Then walk your feet up to the front of your mat. With a little bit of bend in your knees, let your spine release down towards the floor. Grab a hold of opposite elbows, let the head hang. Release your fingertips to the ground. Then slide your hands up your shins. Reach your heart forward. As you press the hands into the shins and the shins into the hands, wake up your lats. Feel your spine elongate. As you exhale, take all that length and slide down. Two more. Inhale, slide up. Wake up your lats, your back muscles. Lengthen. And exhale, slide down. Last one. Slide up and inhale. Slide down and exhale. Now roll yourself up. Stack your body over the ankles. Join palms together. And with the eyes closed, take a slow breath in through the nose. And let it out. Bring your arms down at your side. Now with a bend in your knees, tip from your hips and lean forward halfway. Then press through your heels. Come up and reach your arms up and overhead. Hands to hips. Little bend in the knees. Tip forward. Press through your heels. Come up and reach up. Last time, working the top portion of the forward fold to warm up the hips and hamstrings. Lean forward. Come up. Now this time, fold forward. As you inhale, come into the flat back position, elongate. Hands to shins or fingertips to ground. Step your left leg back into a lunge. As you ground down through your right heel, float your arms back behind you. Feel the muscles strong in your right hip. Then plant your left hand down on the ground, twist and open up. As you exhale, bring your right hand down and stretch your right leg towards straight. Remember not to force. If it only straightens halfway, that's fine. Rebend the knee. Plant your hands, step into a plank position. Hold strong in your plank. Press the floor away, turn on your core. Set knees down. Lower slowly your heart to the ground. Let the heart melt towards the floor. Then start to roll the skin of the chest forward, up and over the shoulders, down the back towards the hips. Roll the elbows back towards your pinky toes. Feel your strong cobra spine here. Breathe through your nose. Roll heart back down. Press up onto your hands and your knees. Stretch back into downward facing dog. Press left big toe mound down, raise right leg up and inhale. As you exhale, bring your knee to your chest, round your back. As you inhale, stretch back up, reach. Exhale to step your foot up to your thumb. And as you inhale, lengthen in your lunge. Exhale to step forward and fold. Roll yourself up to stand. Spread your arms and reach up. Spread arms and bow forward. Inhale into a flat back position. And as you exhale, step that right leg back. Feel your left heel and your left hip strong as you reach your arms back behind you. And hover out over your knee, strengthening your posture muscles and your core here. Stay long through your spine as you plant your right hand and twist. Left arm up. Bring left hand down and exhale into the leg stretch. Bend knee, plant hands, and step to plank pose. Adding on this round, instead of just holding static plank, option to add a twist with your feet the width of the mat, spin heels over to the right. And then up and over to the left. Heels back up. Option to do 2 push-ups if you're working on upper body strength. If you don't have that control yet, don't worry. Instead, just lower down slowly. We'll all meet onto the belly. As we inhale, let the heart melt towards the floor and then slide the skin from the navel up to the heart forward. Lift your hands just an inch to make sure you're really using your back strength here. Place the hands gently, but keep using your back strength to roll your heart forward. Roll your heart down. Press up and back into downward facing dog. Now also adding on in this down dog, with your feet shoulder distance apart, spin your heels to the right if you like. And to the left. Feel the stretch in your side body and your lats. Spin the heels back up. Raise the left leg, inhale. Exhale, bring knee to chest, swing up. Inhale, back up. Step your foot up to your thumb. If it's difficult to step, it might be because of your hip. It might be because you need some height under your hands. As you exhale, step your back leg forward and fold. Roll yourself up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring hands to your heart. Good, now let's practice Vrikshasana, tree pose. Slide your left heel up the inseam of your right thigh. Feeling your weight balanced over your right ankle. Hands to prayer. If it's difficult to balance, practice with your hands against the wall so that you're training the right muscles to get strong. Feel heel, big toe, little toe mound on your right foot. Practicing drishti or yogic gaze to keep you focused. Eyes soft and out of focus, taking the whole 180 degrees in front of you. Raise your arms up if you're steady. Open arms to the side and bring them down. Change legs. Shift weight into left foot. Slide heel up. Hold here, or if you're steady, raise arms up. Spread arms out to side. And bring arms down. Take legs wide apart. Spread your arms out. Feel in both feet, heel, big toe, and little toe mound. Rotate your left leg in slightly and your right leg all the way out. Bend your right knee. Reach and bring your elbow to your knee and stretch your left arm over. If you're more flexible, put your fingertips onto the ground, but don't let your heart collapse. Keep the heart open so that light can shine through the spine. If you're not into all that hippie stuff, just so that you have good posture and you can breathe. If you're more anatomically focused, scientific, come back up to 2. Change sides. Although arguments are starting to be made for the other, I believe. Bend knee. Lean out. And reach over. Connect to the breath. Inhaling, come back up. Turn your feet in so the toes are parallel. Feet parallel. Toes pointing straight ahead. And then turn your left leg out and step forward to the front of your mat. Notice here the feeling of the heat building in the body. Notice if there is a feeling of openness and strength through the legs and the hips, as well as the heart. Just notice how the body feels, as well as the breath. Now with your hands on your hips, step your left leg back, keeping the heel bone grounded. Raise your arms up. Spread arms. Start to lean out over your knee as your arms reach back like jet airplane wings. Hold here. Or as you reach the hips back, maybe you have the strength in your core to stretch your arms forward. Press your right big toe mound down. Reach hips back. Bring your arms to your side, then hands at your hips. Come back up. Raise the arms up again. This time bend knee. Bring hands to heart. Straighten your right leg and step your left leg forward. Change sides, step the right foot back. Raise arms up. Bring arms down at your side as you lean out halfway and straight back like jet airplane wings. Press your left big toe mound as you elongate. And see if you can reach the arms forward without it going into your lower back. Arms come back to your side, hands to your hips as you upright yourself. Bend the left knee as the arms go up. Good. Straighten your left leg, hands to prayer. Step your right leg forward. Inhale, come into Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, elongate your spine. Step back, plank position. Then swivel both feet over to the left and take your right arm up. Or you can just practice the modified side plank like we did at the beginning. Holding here for 5. Change sides. Just remember, if your hands aren't used to having weight on them frequently, it can be a lot to go right into a flow yoga practice. So take these opportunities to modify. You can also do it with your elbow down instead of your hand if you're starting to feel wrists are an issue. Good, now come back to plank position. And then let's go on to the elbows, since I mentioned. Pressing down into the forearms. Navel up, collarbones open. Lower your hips now to the ground. Open up your hands. And just let the back of your heart melt in. Good, release that. As you inhale, now slide your hands back towards your feet. Reach back. Press to the tops of the feet, roll your heart forward. And then roll back down. Rest one cheek on the mat. Rest the other, mini neck stretch. Come to lie onto your back. And cross your right ankle over your left knee. You can take your hands behind the leg, or if you're very flexible, you might be able to take the shin. If it's too difficult to bind behind the leg, you can do this with your left foot at a wall and just let your arms rest at your side. Release, change the cross of the legs. And again, take back a leg, shin, or foot at the wall and arms to the side. Good. Release. Cross right ankle over left knee again, and let your legs fall to the left as you look to your right. Feel the deep stretch for your outer hip. Often when we think about lumbar spine issues, we go right to the source and completely neglect the hips and the knees. The legs are the gateway to the spine. And if you want to affect the spine and create health for the spine, we have to look at what's going on with the legs, the health of the hips, the mobility, the strength, etc. Come back to center. Change the cross and let the legs go over. Remember, your slow, deep breathing helps the body to relax. It informs the nervous system that it's safe to be here so that you can open up in the pose. Come back to center. Hug knees to armpits, or if you're more flexible, take happy baby. And then just one more time, let's try that figure four stretch that we started with to see if doing the deep hip twist helped a little bit. Okay, that's pretty good. So I guess this stuff is working. Release and change the cross. Then release for Shavasana. Let go of the tension you're holding in your body. Let go of any resistance against gravity. And just let the body drop. Notice how good the breath feels. Taking a moment here of gratitude for this time that you created for yourself. For the practice and for all the healing and benefits that it brings. Thanks so much for joining me. Namaste.